Good afternoon, guys. Happy Friday. I hope you're good. I'm taking a little bit of a risk with this one because it's just me and the little one, so she's in a bit of a moany mood. If she starts, it's all reality, right? We just got to roll with the punches. Can't not do it. So what I want to do is I want to give you 4 stages to planning your next week, okay? And this is what we do. This is what we teach the guys who are coming in onto the 28-day challenge. This is how we teach them to fully focus on what they're doing next week. Now, for me, Friday is the best day to plan for the following week. I did all of my plans here, which I'm going to go through with you at 11 o'clock this morning, because what that does is give me a large amount of clarity and a large amount of control early of my time and my energy and my productivity that's going to happen next week. It allows me to feel that element of control going into the weekend, not feeling like I'm going to be bogged down or overwhelmed thinking what I've got to do. It's going to reduce the amount of anxiety and uncertainty that we might face, especially on a Sunday afternoon and evening going into Monday. So this allows me complete control of knowing what we're doing. There are 4 stages. Now, I realise that the camera is going to be backwards, but I'm not trying to show you in detail. I'm just showing you, give you a good idea. Now, this is the planner. This is the journal that I use for a lot of the guys. This is not available to anyone that's not working with me in the program at the minute, but it will be in the next 4 weeks. Okay, it's packed with content to be able to plan and organize your week. All right. Okay, it's the best planner in the world, you know. But first stage is the brain dump. Okay, and that is allowing you to absolutely just brainstorm everything that needs to be done in your world next week in the 4 pillars. All right, so we've got health, we've got business, we've got relationships, and we've got personal development. So what I'll end up doing there is just brainstorming, and it probably takes me 5-10 minutes now. Anyone who's just starting, that might take a little bit longer, but again, it's the process and building the process, right? So what I've done there in the highlight is highlighted my priorities. Without fail, those are the things that must be done by the end of the week. They are the priorities. Now, what I've created there, if you like, is almost 4 to-do lists. And I've prioritized those to-do lists. And what we need to do is then create the second phase, which is the timetable. Now, timetable, remember, like what I've always talked about, is like when you're at college, you base your life around that timetable. You know when you're going to be at classes, when you're going to have study time, when you're working, when you're in the gym, when you're with your girlfriend or your boyfriend, you know what's happening. So I take everything that's on that brain dump and I create this timetable. So down the side here, we have time slots. It's broken down into the 4 sections of the day. So here we've kind of got my morning routines. And then we got late morning. This is kind of like the kill zone that I talk about when you focus fully on your priorities. Then we got the wrap up, and then we got to close down to the family period. And what I kind of do here, as I don't write in detail what I'm going to do, but if you ask me what I was doing on Wednesday at 1 o'clock, I know that I'm looking after my little one. Okay, I'm on daddy daycare. If you ask me what I was doing at 3 o'clock on Friday, I could tell you that I'm wrapping up work and doing my transition routine. So it allows me to have the clarity of knowing where my time is, where my energy is, and where there's any availability if I need to fit in anything, all right? So it builds up structure. And already, just from the brain dump and the weekly plan, we have consistency of action. Okay, we wanted to, we have control of our time and our energy and productivity, and we have clarity in what's happening. Dougie, on week 3, mate, you're going to get all of this in much more detail, dude. I know you're only on week 1 of the 28-day. Second phase is then the diary. Now, in this diary, I take my work schedule there. So all I do is, if you look here, I write office. So office from 8 till 3. But what I do here is break down my micro tasks. So I'm micro planning my hours. And I work in 90-minute stints. I'm going to watch time here because we've only got so much. So I've got like personal meetings here. I've got my priorities that I took from my brain dump. You remember where I highlighted? They are the jobs that I'm attacking first on Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday, and I'll attack it early morning. Between 8 and 12:30 is when I'm at my highest with my energy and my focus. So all of those priority jobs, I'm aiming to get done by 12:30. Because I know I'm going to lag from 12:30. That's just the way it is, you know. We're not robots. Ish. So what I do is then for the week, is that this is my specific work tasks. So not what jobs I've got to do and when. So when I'm looking in here, I know what I've got to do next Thursday. I know what I'm doing next Thursday between 8 and 9, 9 and 10, 10 and 11. I know what tasks I've got to do. And that really gives you an element of that control. We don't feel anxious. If we have a curveball, we can simply go in here and say, okay, what have I got? Instead of thinking, oh, fuck me, what's happening on Thursday? I don't know. It's here. It's so simple, but yet but the majority of people don't do it. And it's just this enables work-life balance. This enables consistency, control, clarity, balance, well-being, good relationships, good exercise regimes, combination of everything in here. I know when my workouts are, I know when my personal development is, I know when I'm spending time with the family, and I can look at it and say, is it well balanced? Well, yeah, it is well balanced. Okay, and that allows me to process my life. And this is what we teach on the 28 days. The final stage is the review. Now, the review is on the journal. What we have here. So we kind of look at three key areas. See what we're doing for time. Good, we've got a bit of time. So this, for me, what we do here is the daily focus. So what are you going to do in your golden hour? This is what you're going to do in your morning routine. It gives you, remember, clarity and focus. Okay, what are the things you're most grateful for? If you watch my Rise to Thrive show this morning, you will see me talking about problems. And actually, having things that we're grateful for puts into perspective those problems. What are my top 3 things I'm going to do today? Not necessarily in business, but right across all 4 pillars. Happiest moments today. How often do we ever think about the happiest moments that we had? Okay. Straight here, biggest distractions. What were the losses? What were the things that dragged us away from the timetable that we created? What affected your mindset? What affected your state of mind in terms of the long run? And then what were your biggest wins? Celebrate them. Okay? That's it. Brain dump, timetabling, specific work scheduling, review daily. And then suddenly you have these 3 C's. That's consistency of action. That is clarity of your time, your energy, and your productivity. And that's clarity of knowing where you're going. That's me planned till next Sunday. That's going to be happening with all the guys that are on the 28-day program. They get taught this in week 3. I don't teach it earlier because they've got other basic stuff to deal with first. I don't like to overwhelm guys that come into my world. I like them to just pick it up and slowly grow at 1% a day. That's the point. We're planning for the long term. I'm planning for the guys till they're old and grey. Not a quick fix where they can have some quick wins and actually then take a step backwards. This is about ingraining systems and models and processes to the long-term wins. All right, guys? If you want to come and join us, I've put the link up in the bio. The discount code is JB28. Okay, you'll get 73 quid off plus 2 extra bonus weeks. Okay, and you'll start the bonus weeks on the 14th of September. All right, and we do a pre-course and make sure that you're actually ready for the start date on the 24th. Have a great weekend.